Tell me this whole auction bit.
IPL, when we designed it, why was it designed the way we designed it? There are lots of issues with sports around the world where one team is stronger than the other team. People who have money power are the ones who get the best players, who have deep pockets have the best players. You look at the richest clubs in the world. The richest clubs in the world are all a few. And for anybody to prevail against them is impossible. And because they get the best players, they pay the highest salaries, players are who make the money, and the clubs never make money. And the fan base, again, goes towards those teams because ultimately it's the players that dictate the fan base, and the players are the ones to make the game. Clubs have evolved over a historical period of time, and it's not 5 years, 10 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. And the fan bases have become globally very, very large. Any sport. We found that to be detrimental to the game. That means you're not having all teams pretty much on an equal playing field. Was very critical for the game. So first thing we did was equal purse. An equal purse could have been broken because there was no way of knowing what equal purse would be. If I just made an equal purse and I said $5 million each team, somebody would say I bought the player for $200,000 but actually paid him $400,000 separately. So we came up with a unique concept of the auction. And we said, if you try to pay somebody under the table, it doesn't work because what you pay in the auction, that price everybody knows, it's openly known, and it's deducted from your purse. So that overcame the issue and of somebody having more money to buy a player, which was a critical part. Everybody got a chance to bid for the players. And player salaries weren't capped, but team salaries were capped. So you had a full team purse, and you could pay one player more, one player less, depending on the quality of the player and how the player is going to perform. That no league has, and we've done an extremely good job with it. And it has proven to everybody that that is the formula to do. Your question to me is, then what happens before the fans even get to like a player? The player has to move. In fact, when you're designing a new league, you don't know what works and doesn't work. There is the way of doing things, and there's the way of it happening. And we came out with a totally new way of doing things, which had never been done before. So we took a chance on it also. But the chance we took was at least thought through, and it worked for us. The idea was that all players would go in the basket. And because again the issue would become the people with the most money could say I'm retaining a player for X amount, but actually on retainership is actually retaining him for much, much more amount, which is unfair to all the other players. And they would be bypassing the player's salary cap by doing that. Whether that is happening or not happening, I don't know. But it lends itself to that practice. Because even giving swaps or giving in-kind benefit was taken into account when we were doing the auction. It was all part and parcel of the salary that you gave them. Today, I don't know whether that is true. I cannot tell you sitting here today that whether that is actually true. Because the cap is now, they're saying, for only the players that go into the thing, and the retained players also taken out, But is it actually the right amount that they've taken out, that they've retained it for, or is it more? There are speculations. There should be no speculation. But your question about 3 years, it could have been stretched to 5 years, that's fine. But I feel strongly that the life of a player also changes, the quality of his play also changes. And if you made a mistake in the first round of the auction, should you be penalized
For all your life.
for all your life for not having that? So you should be given the opportunity to rebalance your team. And if you've picked a player and he has peaked and he's on the decline, you should be stuck with him. And then you see, why is our team and our bench strength today the best in the world? And you have the 14-year-old kids able to perform because we also had the rule of under 18 players in the catchment area players and allowed the game to grow. Traditionally, we had 11 players in the Indian team. Each of these players are there for 10, 15, 20 years. When in a country of 1.4 billion people and such an enthusiastic cricket-loving country, the talent wasn't discovered. If it was discovered, it wasn't able to make it to the team because nobody covered Ranji Trophy, nobody looked at that, and nobody was able to even decide what would work or not work. And these players never got a chance. So IPL was actually a perfect ground for nurturing new talent, for growing new talent, and for expanding our base from 11 to 16 players on the Indian team. We had now a few hundred.
Correct.
And a few thousand who were in the pipeline. Now, if those few thousand weren't given an opportunity to come into the team, they would peak without even getting to the team. So, the 3-year cycle gave people who performed very well to grow into getting a better salary, and they wouldn't be stuck with the old salary. They won't be stuck with the old money or that they were getting paid. And if you're not performing, you could be taken out to be replaced by somebody else who has the potential to make it to the team. And that is what the public wants. That is more than what you can provide in any other sport. That is more than having one Virat Kohli. Now, that Vaibhav kid, 14-year-old, went and broke record. Do you think he would ever have the opportunity to be in the team if you had same players for a longer period of time? No, they wouldn't. There was no chance he would be able to do that. Because the players who are there, they all stick together, and the coaches have got used to them, and everybody else, the public has got used to them. So we are producing great talent and making so many people, changing people's lives. It's not only changing the life of that one kid, it's changing all his friend circles, changing all the villages that he comes from. It's changing all
So you're saying it's a story of aspiration.
It is a great story of aspiration, and it's a great story of being able to nurture that aspiration and give them the opportunity. And it gives more and more players. The auctions now become an extremely important breeding ground for new talent. It gives the guy who is performing and not being noticed today by so scouting talent, the whole industry is mushroomed around it, where you have scouting talent who are going around the world to look at these great players that are coming in. Who would think there's a great kid in Afghanistan? Who would have thought about that? Who have turned out to be one of the world's best players? Do you think they would ever get an opportunity? Never. Because we have the rule of foreign players. Otherwise, there are so many foreign players. But now, because the IPL team owners have realized also, we want to make the best team. So they send their talent scouts around the world.
Correct.
When they're going around the world, These people are not even a test playing country. Afghanistan. There are so many other countries we haven't even touched upon today who are trying. I get mails and mails and mails from people around the world. How does my kid get into the IPL? They're not talking about getting into their national team. I said, does he play for the national team? No, sir, it's not possible for us to play for a national team. Nobody gives us anything. It's all closed doors. You have to know somebody. You have to be a brother of somebody or uncle of somebody. I must know somebody in that board to get up the ladder. Nobody's going to give me anything. IPL is the only one which is your performance is going to get you to be noticed. Here's my show reel. What do I do with it? It's a difficult question to answer. I don't have a father, brother, uncle, or a politician recommending me into this and to do this. So I think we have created something unique. Every sport ideally should have been adopting this, but they are all mired in the fact that they come from such baggage and that they're used to a system.
Let me ask you this. You wanted something on Indian football along these lines at one point?
Yes, I did.
Can you say that? Because Indian football has gone to the dogs. Before I pass the mic to Lalit. Seriously, Indian football, we've gone from 99 to 127. Every single day I hear of Vision 2047, which I don't know if any of us will live. What the hell is going on? So what was your vision for Indian football?
When I had a sports channel called ESPN, what was my job? My job was to create content and to get the best content. When we looked at our country, the easiest thing to do is kick a ball around. And it's the cheapest sport to play. And all you got to do is not even have shoes. You just need a ball. That's all you need. And I'm sure in a country like ours, if we were able to have we must have great talent, but nobody is able to nurture them and find them. I cannot believe today, sitting here in 2025, we don't have good football players. But they don't have place to showcase themselves, to show themselves, and they don't get television time to be known to anybody. And they don't have the playing ground or a structured format league that can nurture them. People, on the other hand, in countries, only watch international stars. IPL was not international. IPL was homegrown. It was like when you first wrote about IPL, I remember everybody wrote about, they are the only ones who believed in it. So
yeah, true. I did not.
Everybody said, they don't watch Ranji Trophy. This is not even a Ranji Trophy match. Here Lalit Modi is going out there and creating something that nobody will want to watch.
Don't forget, on the back of a failed ICL.
Correct.
On the back of a failed ICL. Again, ICL had too much money. It had too much money. It was a broadcaster that we couldn't compete with. They took a half-baked idea of mine and tried to put it in there. I own the brand ICL. I let them continue with it. I own Indian Cricket League. It was a brand that I started too early in 1996 when I was launching the Indian Cricket League. When Dalmia was the head of the board and Raj Singh Nungampur was running it. It was a 50-over format. I wanted to develop it, and I was also developing football. I was looking at all sports. It wasn't just cricket. And I had signed an agreement with J League. Das Munshi was the head of the football in those days.
Yes.
And I wanted to launch a football league. And then it got, again, stuck in politicians. Everybody wanting a kickback. Everybody saying, I will not allow you to do it. And we were going to do what I was going to do with cricket. I was going to do it with football. And again, there also, you needed international stars. You don't want retired stars. But the problem is, who is able to bring out the qualities of a player? I remember clearly, in year one of the IPL, we had young kids. And there was a guy called Shane Warne. You might know him. Very good player, famous player. Everybody was given a budget of $5 million to buy players. The minimum spend was $2.5 million dollars. Shane Warne only spent $2 million. And I penalized him because you have to spend minimum 2.5. So we penalized him for $400,000 for not spending enough money. 2.1 he spent, I think. And the whole idea was we wanted a minimum buy. But Shane thought was one simple. My job is to find the right talent and pick the right talent and nurture them and bring out their qualities and make them stars. And that's what he did. And he did a great job with it. So we may have needed stars, we had the stars, but what makes a team? You can't have too many egos. You look at PSG. PSG had all the money in the world. They bought Mbappe, Neymar, you name it, they bought them all. But ego.
Champions League with a young team, not a star-studded.
They won now with a young team, but not with a star-studded team. It's a young team who have the hunger to play together, to achieve together. So there's so many different qualities that are required to be a winning team.
Excellent.
It's not the only thing that you stars are going to win. You know, so everybody said before even the test match began in England, Virat's not in it, we would lose. Why? Why go in with that attitude? It's not one-man game. It's a team game. One person can't win. There's too much pressure on to putting onto one player. It's not right to put it on one player. So it is.
Eventually, why did you not auction a Tendulkar or a Ganguly or a whatever?
I didn't auction. Beginning was I wanted to auction all, but I didn't in the beginning because we needed to build the base. We had no base. We were starting from zero base. So there would be a huge controversy. Tendulkar playing for Calcutta or Ganguly playing for Delhi. So we said at the beginning, whatever is the highest price paid to a player, we will allocate these players to the 8 teams based upon the region. Because at least they bring some attachment to the area. Others may not bring, but at least one person does. That one person at least will be able to solidify
The fan base and
the
whatever.
fan base. You got to build it. You can't build it in vacuum. Where in hindsight you say, why did you have it? And if I didn't have it, who'd come? At least there was some reason for them to come. And see what can he do. And then we said we'll open it out and they will all be available to everybody at that point in time. And so when you're building from scratch, you got to examine every sport. And to us, there was one criteria and one criteria alone. I cannot control what is happening within the ropes. That the teams have to do. We can control and try to control what is happening outside the ropes.
But what happened during that disputed Pollard bid? RCB and Mumbai, I think, did the same bid at the same time, and then you guys went to the backstage with envelopes.
No, we didn't go to backstage. It was
There only,
it was there.
But we don't know.
we don't know the exact price that who did the bid.
No, there was no bid.
Bid.
Once it became the same bid, they both would run out of money. We had to stop it then. There was nothing left for anybody else. I had to take the call to stop it, and then he pulled straws. That was it.
But then both of them has to put their highest money. Na?
They both put the highest money.
Yeah. And then MI won.
They pulled the straw. One was the shorter straw, one was the longer straw.
Oh.
The one whoever pulled the longer straw took it.
Yeah.
So there was no decision of I paid less, more.
Okay.
It was all equal. So when it was now you decide, this hand, you choose which hand it is. At one point this, at one point this, you choose which hand it is. You take this, you take it.
How scared were you? Don't tell me you weren't scared when, yes, they believed in you, but after day one, I mean, first day you had all the hoopla and the jazz, but 3:30 game, 40 degrees centigrade, you weren't scared.
We were very scared. We hadn't sold the second day. What are you talking about? If it wasn't for I did not watch the first game. I was in the dressing room praying things will go right. We did not know. They got very upset with me. I had my partner, Sony. Sony didn't have the reach on day one that I needed. That it should be available all across India. So what did I do? I opened the signal. I told all media, all of you can steal the signal. You can steal. Why did I do it? I needed it to reach every household. So what was within my power? Within my power was reach. It wasn't within my power the game. We put together the best teams we thought. Now the teams had to go out and perform. We had no time. We put together the owners who had no idea. So we helped them by providing people. We staged a great opening ceremony. And we sold the first day tickets based upon the hype. But second day would go according to the first day. There are no second chances. And we do not know if there was going to be performance. We had already media boycott. I opened the media boycott and accreditation on the morning of the game.
You cancelled mine.
We cancelled everybody's, I remember. So everybody, why did we do that? There was a reason for doing it. We had no money to advertise. We know you'll write badly about me. We know you'll go on the rampage against me. But write no. I wanted everybody to write good or bad. I didn't care. The more bad you wrote about me, the better I felt that we were going to succeed. The more I wrote, I abused Arnab Goswami, the more I abused him, he would go more against me. It was great. I will boycott all media, broadcasters, social boycott. Oh, good. Everybody wanted to boycott, but everybody wanted it. I want all the accreditation. I want all the rights. It was not that I wanted it. I needed a controversy. I wanted you to be against me. I wanted you to make me feel bad. And why? Because you'll give me front page. You'll give me breaking news. I can't buy breaking news. I can't buy front page. I can only buy front page when you write badly about me. Nobody's going to write good. Everything is good. Why would you write about me then? If it wasn't controversial, if I didn't ban you, why would you not talk about me? Because I banned you, you'll go after me. And I go more. You'll pick things out. You'll pick good, bad, or good. You'll pick something. You pick something or not. It doesn't matter what you picked. But the public at large would say, "Arey, kya ho raha hai? What is happening? Somebody is writing this. Somebody is writing this." It creates something is there. I must watch it and see for myself. That is all I wanted. Let me watch the first game. Create as much controversy. Anything, I said. We had no money to promote it. We put all our eggs in one basket, and we hope the media will write against us and give us front page news. And that's what you did. And when you did that, we said we have a chance that at least everybody's heard of it. That was the first thing. First criteria of success was, how do you make everybody aware that you're launching something? Best way to do it is media writing about it. No money can buy it. I can't buy that kind of paid media. It's not available.
Can you tell us the story about what you did in South Africa when you went there? The year 2? Because
No.
that's an even bigger...
Before that even, I go to first day game. When we opened the signal up, Sony said, "We'll sue you because we have exclusive rights." I think sue me tomorrow. Today I'm opening the signal. It's true. They sent me a legal notice. I said, "You send me legal notice, I'll send you a legal notice back. You don't have the reach." I'm opening the signal. And the president, a great friend of mine, Michael Linton, was there. I said, "Lalit," Grindon was there, not Linton. Grindon was there. He said, "Lalit, he paid a lot of money." I said, "Sit with me and watch." If everybody watches it today and experiences it today, tomorrow you can start getting a signal into every cable home. Because now the public will demand their cable operator. Sony was a North India based channel. और चेन्नई में कौन देख रहा था? कौन देख रहा था उस दिन? South India में कौन देख रहा था? Not many. It wasn't the sports channel. It was a general entertainment channel. We took it as a general entertainment channel. Nobody else wanted us, and they were good enough to come ahead. We needed somebody. It wasn't a sports network that went across. So that was an important part of my strategy also. That they tried, but nobody knew IPL. Nobody had seen it. ICL had failed. So we had so many different wars to fight. You pick and choose your battles. and you pick and choose which one you're going to go after. So our battle was, everybody must know, everybody came to know, thanks to you all, because I banned you, you write about me, so everybody knows, at least the readers of your readers and your fans will read it. So Arnab Goswami will keep screaming and shouting, and some talk shows are going on, भेड़ बकरियों की तरह auction करा दिया, ये करा दिया, तो लिखो ना, कुछ तो लिखो. As long as you write, and you made it front page, it worked. If Brendan McCullum had hit 158, I don't know what it would be. So I dedicated the IPL to him right there and then.
You dedicated the IPL to
Right there and then I did. I said in my opening speech, I dedicate the IPL to Brendan McCullum because Brendan McCullum lit the screen. Next morning, everything that anybody could talk about was that 158 that he hit. Every newspaper wrote about it. We had a brand that day. Tickets sold out next day. So, it was a big putt. We did not know whether we will survive second day or third day. Now we moved to South Africa.
This story has not been told by them.
We moved to South Africa against all odds. Elections in India was the first. No broadcast deal. Second issue. She's sitting here also, but no broadcast issue. Government said they will not give security. It was only on security. BJP state said we will give. Congress state said we will not give. Then all of a sudden when BJP states all said yes, Chidambaram said, okay, I'll ban it. What is your hurry, he told me? Do it the following year. If the momentum wasn't kept, in year 2 IPL would have died. There was no chance of survival. It would have gone. It would have एक तुक्का लग गया first year, it would not have survived. Players would have lost faith. Fans would have lost faith. We hadn't built anything yet.
हिंदी में बोलिएगा बेटर हो.
अभी तक तो हिंदी में थे. पहले साल में अगर आप दूसरे साल में नहीं जाते और अगर हमने पोस्टपोन कर दिया होता IPL, वो कांग्रेस पार्टी चाहती थी कि IPL ना हो, तो IPL एकदम डूब जाता. ना फैंस होते, क्योंकि अभी तो एक ही साल हुआ है, फैन बेस आपने बिल्ड ही नहीं किया है. प्लेयर्स वुड हैव लॉस्ट, बिकॉज प्लेयर को पेमेंट मिलता अगर उनको गेम खेला जाता है, जब भी मिलता. ब्रॉडकास्टर भी चला जाता, एडवर्टाइजर सब चले जाते. क्या ये कभी होता है, कभी नहीं होता. हमने सब सारी कैंपेनें कर रखी हैं, तो IPL चलता नहीं. तो हमारे पास क्या चॉइस थी? 18 दिन बचे थे. चॉइस थी कहीं और जाने के लिए. अब कहाँ जाएं, कैसे जाएं? 2 कंट्री थी, इंग्लैंड थी और साउथ अफ्रीका. इंग्लैंड का वेदर बहुत ख़राब था, तो हमें मालूम था इंग्लैंड नहीं जाएंगे. साउथ अफ्रीका में भी इलेक्शन हो रहे थे, हमें ये भी नहीं मालूम था साउथ अफ्रीका में अलाउ करेगा. अगर हम जाएंगे भी वहाँ तो उसको सक्सेस कैसे करेंगे? मैच तो इंडिया में सक्सेस होना चाहिए, साउथ अफ्रीका में नहीं. पर हमने कहा अगर जाना है वहाँ तो पहले तो साउथ अफ्रीका में सक्सेस होना चाहिए, फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट. और दूसरा, जो इंडियन ऑडियंसेस हैं उनको डिसअपॉइंट नहीं करना है, तो जो टाइम था मैचेस का वो सेम टाइम होना चाहिए. टाइम डिफरेंस 4 घंटे थी, तो 12 बजे मैच चालू करना पड़ता था 4 बजे के लिए, और 8 बजे के मैच के लिए 4 बजे चालू करना था. क्रिकेट सीजन ख़त्म हो गया था वहाँ. लोगों के पास इतने पैसे नहीं थे कि 59 गेम्स के लिए पेमेंट करें. पेमेंट का कोई इशू नहीं था हमारे पास. इशू ये था कि स्टेडियम भरेंगे नहीं भरेंगे. टोटल गेट मनी 5 मिलियन की थी. छोटा मोटा पैसा था. तो हमने कहा ये 5 मिलियन को लेने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? तो हमने जब प्लान बनाया, तो हमने जब देखा, जब एडवर्टाइजिंग एजेंसी के पास गए तो बोला अगर आप 25 मिलियन खर्चा करोगे तो आपको 12% अटेंडेंस आएगी. 25 मिलियन खर्चा करेंगे, 12% अटेंडेंस आएगी, पता नहीं क्या पारा. हमको तो 100% अटेंडेंस चाहिए. एजेंसी वगैरह कोई सोल्यूशन निकाला नहीं, तो हमने सारी एजेंसी को फायर कर दिया. डिज्नी का एक आदमी था, एटियन डिविलियर्स, वो मेरे साथ काम करते थे। ही वॉज द प्रेसिडेंट चेयरमैन ऑफ डिज्नी टेलीविजन। वो साउथ अफ्रीकन था, वो रिटायर हो गया था। तो मैंने कहा प्लेन पे बैठ के आ जाओ, आपको बताओ अब साउथ अफ्रीका में क्या करें। आप इम्पॉसिबल काम चालू करना चाहते हो तो पहले तो आप साउथ अफ्रीका जो सचिन तेंदुलकर है, वो है फ्रांसवा पिनेर, रग्बी का गॉड। आप उसको हायर करो, उसको बोलो कि वो जाके प्रमोट करेगा आपको। फिर गवर्नमेंट से आप बात करो कि आपका जो साउथ अफ्रीका में वर्ल्ड कप आने वाला है 2010 फीफा वर्ल्ड कप 2010 में, सब कहते हैं फेल होएगा। हमारा भी जो टूर्नामेंट इतना बड़ा है, अगर आप हमको पूरी फैसिलिटेशन करोगे और नेशनल प्रोडक्ट बना दोगे और हमारे को टैक्स एग्जेम्पशन दोगे और फैसिलिटेट करोगे, तो दुनिया देखेगी कि आप ये भी कर सकते हैं। वो सब अग्री हो गए, पर मेन इशू ये था कि स्टेडियम कैसे भरेंगे। तो हमने कहा, अपने आप ही अंदर से सोच साच के निकला कि म्यूजिक होना चाहिए। तो हमने हर गेम के साथ एक कॉन्सर्ट अटैच किया और कहा कि खाना जो है सस्ता होना चाहिए और कार्निवल लाइक एटमॉस्फेयर क्रिएट करो। फिर हमने कहा कि स्कूल के बच्चे हैं, उनको इन्वॉल्व करो, उनको बोलो टिकट बेचेंगे। अगर वो बेचेंगे टिकट तो उनकी टिकट फ्री में है। अपने फादर को एक टिकट बेच दो तो आपकी टिकट फ्री है। इस तरह की हमने बहुत सारी स्कीम्स निकाली और ये स्कीम्स का टोटल कॉस्ट $100 मिलियन था, बट टिकट जो अंदर आने वाला है वो 5 मिलियन का था। तो सब कहने लगे अगर आप पागल हो गया, 100 मिलियन खर्चा कर रहे हो 5 मिलियन के लिए, ऐसा सब समझने नहीं हो। मंडेला फाउंडेशन को हमने अडॉप्ट किया, उनको पैसे दिया कि आप प्रमोट किए। हमने कहा कि एडवर्स सिचुएशन में अगर हम कहीं गए हैं तो इसको बनाने के लिए हमारे को जो करना है वो 100 गुना हो जाएगा अगर ये सक्सेसफुल होगा। और वही हुआ। हमने 100 मिलियन खर्च किए 5 मिलियन के लिए। हमारे श्रीनिवासन साहब कहते हैं कि क्यों कर रहे हो, अब 5 मिलियन दे दो सबको फ्री में टिकट। अगर फ्री में दिया तो कौन जाएगा। By the end of it, we sold 100% of the tickets. I think even to date, my best memory जो मेरी है वो साउथ अफ्रीका की है, IPL की। जो IPL हमने साउथ अफ्रीका में किया 20 दिन में जो खड़ा करा, वो ऐसा IPL कहीं आज तक नहीं देखा हमने। और वो हिंदुस्तान में रेटिंग भी बढ़ गई। एवरीबडी उनके जो,
मुझे आप वो बताएं, आपने मीडिया को सबको बुलाया था।
हाँ।
वो स्टोरी
हम चाहते थे कि IPL हर मीडिया में फ्रंट पेज होए, हर दूसरी बिलबोर्ड IPL की होए और ब्रेकिंग न्यूज़ होए। तो जब हमने ये पूछा एजेंसी से, कहते तुम पागल हो गए, कौन देगा तुम्हारे को, ये कौन सोचा है दिल्ली खेल रहा है मुंबई को केप टाउन में, कौन देखना चाहता है। तो हमने कहा छोड़ो, सारे मीडिया ओनर्स को बुलाओ, खाने पे बुलाया हमने, लंच पे। तो मीडिया ओनर्स से मैंने कहा आप लोग आए हैं यहाँ, हम करना चाहते हैं IPL साउथ अफ्रीका में, पर हमारा अगला ऑप्शन है लंदन जाने का। आप लोग बता, अगर हमारे को ये चीज़ देंगे तो हम आपके साथ चलेंगे, नहीं तो हम प्लेन बैठ के उड़ जाएंगे कल सुबह तक। क्या चाहते हैं हम? हमने कहा हम चाहते हैं एवरी आवर ऑन द आवर ब्रेकिंग न्यूज़, फ्रंट पेज एवरी डे ऑन IPL। आपके जो टॉक शोज है वो सब IPL की बात करें, जो रेडियो शोज है IPL के बारे में बात करें, और एवरी अदर बिलबोर्ड IPL का होना चाहिए। सब हंसने लग गए। आप पागल हो गए क्या? अगर आपने सुना तो है नहीं पूरी बात। आप तो सारों का टोटल बजट पूरे साल का एडवर्टाइजिंग का $50 मिलियन आता है। मैं बाहर जा रहा हूँ, ये ब्लैंक चेक रख के रखा है, अगर आपने साइन किया आप कैसे बांटोगे इसको, आपकी मर्जी। 5 मिनट है आपके पास, 5 मिनट नहीं, 2 मिनट में उन्होंने सबने साइन कर दिया। I gave them the whole budget of the whole year for 1 month of what they would get for advertising through traditional sources, and they charged up the newscasters, the broadcasters, the anchors, the radio show hosts, and it became, I must tell you, people would come to me on the street thanking me. Housewives would do potluck dinners, choosing a team, and every player of South Africa was in one team or the other. So South Africans had never seen one player play against another one. Another of their teammates, Netini brothers, I forget even the names now. And Graham Smith playing Netini. So we highlighted them in our campaign and not the teams. And we built a whole campaign around that. And it worked. As far as India was concerned, Sony did a tremendous job of promoting it. But as you know, 99.9% of the people only watch it on television. They don't watch it in the stadium. So to most people, whether it was held in Bombay or held in Delhi, it did not matter. As long as it happened in their drawing room, that is the most important. That's what people don't understand. Stadiums are there to build the fan base and to build the experience. Today, we have those kind of stadiums. It has taken us 16, 17 years to get there. टूटे-फूटे स्टेडियम्स हैं हमारे भी इंडिया में. कौन से स्टेडियम दैट यू कुड राइट अबाउट? आपका कलकत्ता का स्टेडियम, दिल्ली का फिरोजा कोटला, जयपुर में छोटा मोटा स्टेडियम. There were some stadiums that were good. सारे टूटे-फूटे थे. Today, because of IPL, you have modern stadiums, world-class stadiums. They still should be even better. They still haven't got to that. They will get there. But at least the trend has begun of delivering quality to the fans and delivering a great experience to the fan base. Great hospitality. You don't have the same like a Wembley Stadium. There should be a Wembley type stadium in every city with the money we have now. If we are able to get those, look at the new Real Madrid Stadium, the state of the art, escalators going up, air conditioned, not only for the regular VIP, for everybody. Great bathrooms, clean atmosphere, clean thoroughways, good parking of people coming in. We're going to get there. It's going to happen. But it would not happen without the IPL.
One more year and you will be in the 20th anniversary year. What innovation? You laughed when I asked the question. You said, you guys tell me, but you tell me, had you been, again, you are reviving the IPL again. What are the innovations?
I would concentrate only on providing great fan experience. For me, providing fan experience, the best fan experience, is
They are not allowed to take even umbrellas and coins. They are not allowed to take coins, water bottle inside the stadium in India.
but that is in most places. If you,
Across all the stadiums.
huh?
Even in the
So yeah,
across all stadiums.
and the facilities obviously in the stadiums also are pretty bad. Like in
That is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That is exactly what I'm trying to say, is that if I had which IPL has all the money, they still have time. I don't see why we will not have modern escalators, modern glass stadiums with beautiful infrastructure in their beautiful bathroom, all price point foods, not only expensive food, samosas and kati kebabs, and I don't know what is in different padas, in different areas, 10 rupees, 5 rupees, different kinds of drinks available. Give a full experience. That what the fan can get. And there should be provisions for weather. I don't see, again, you're going to see the games increase. We are going to go to 96 games from 76. It has to go on home and away basis. And there's no reason why it should not go. So we will have to go to double headers. We have to decide and pre-program the weather. So we have to see which areas are weather is going to change, and we should be able to reschedule. And taking it to today, game has become so big, it doesn't mean Calcutta has to only play in Calcutta. It can play in the region. There are other stadiums that they can play in, whether it's Orissa or there are other places. You have expanded the game today. The game no longer needs to be in that. Of course, you want to be in that city to do it. You want to be in that city to do it. But on top of that, the game has become so big that the game is the priority. The game must finish. The game must be shown to 99.9% of people who see it on television. And it must be, weather has to be looked into. Very important. I don't think cricket is played under closed umbrella. It's never been done. So was tennis. It was never done. We have to see whether a temporary roof is a solution. We should look at that. We haven't seen. We have to test it.
In Australia, it was tried.
And then it didn't work.
No, they tried it. I mean, they tried it at the Telstra Dome.
And?
And you know, it's not fair to say it did not work.
Yes.
But for whatever reason, the experiment wasn't continued.
But again, it was too please don't. Huh?
Infrastructure cost is too high.
But it's okay. It's fine.
IPL, it's nothing.
It is, and see, they didn't have the money. Today, you're not going to put the roof on for all the time. If it's all time, you don't want it. If there is a rain delay, or there must be a way to find solutions. So if you're asking for innovation, don't try and innovate in the game. Try and innovate in the infrastructure. And that is the only innovation they should be looking at. Innovation should happen by providing the best fan experience. The most great. Today, why do people go? I would fly to Munich for the Champions League final. We would spend tens of thousands of dollars to go there. Because we know कि हमारे को जो एक्सपीरियंस मिलेगा वहाँ पे एकदम शानदार होएगा. बारिश हो ना हो, क्राउड कंट्रोल हो ना हो, बिल्कुल सब कुछ सिमेट्रिकल होएगा. खाना अच्छा होएगा, बाथरूम अच्छे होंगे, एयर कंडीशनिंग अच्छी होगी और हीटिंग हो तो हीटिंग अच्छी होगी. हमें मालूम है रेन आएगी. अगर हमें मालूम है रेन आने वाली है तो किसने कहा कि जो मैचेस हमारे उस रीजन में होने हैं पहले खेलो होम गेम्स बैक टू बैक आप पहले खेलवा लीजिए. क्योंकि अगर क्राउड को दिखाना ही है तो आपको पहले बहने में करिए और दूसरे बहने में उस साइड कराइए. अगर नहीं तो चेंज करिए कहीं और दांत अपने स्टेडियम बेटर कराइए. अगर कुछ ना कुछ तो आपको करना पड़ेगा. ये नहीं हो सकता कि आप उसको इग्नोर कर दें. बिकॉज that is only where the innovation should take place. So innovation, don't innovate in trying to find innovation inside the game. Innovate in giving fan experience.
Why did you bring in the after match parties into the IPL?
They are bound to be. People celebrate, they were bound to be. Whether we like it or don't like it.
Some bad stories around it.
But again, there will be controversy. As long as there's controversy, you will write about them. And if you write about them, somebody will read them. Somebody will want to be part of it. Somebody will abuse you. It doesn't matter as long as you write about them. So when people write bad things, and my children tell me, Dad, they're going to write bad things, I say, why do you care? It'll be forgotten tomorrow. People will forget it tomorrow. As long as you get them there, it's fine. All these memes that are taking place, they're bringing some interaction with the game. People, you cannot expect 100% everything is good. They will never be. Ronaldo plays, he does something. There's still the anti again. There's somebody. So media will write. You cannot control what media writes, and I'm glad they write. Good or bad, they write. Because you are still creating the news. As long as you continue to create the news organization will exist. उनका भी तो धंधा पानी चलना है. अगर वो नहीं, उनको नहीं, they're not, everything was good, वो क्या लिखेंगे अभी? What will write? You're looking for that controversy. Unfortunately, everybody is looking for a controversy. Nobody is writing everything is good. Hunky dory. कौन पढ़ेगा आपको? Huh? If you have not found that angle somewhere. So everybody is looking for a story. And who's the first one to get the story? It is breaking news. We are the only country in the world that has more breaking news than breaking news itself. We break news like there's no breaking news.
अंडर 19 प्लेयर्स को लेकर के आपने ड्राफ्ट तैयार शायद नहीं हुआ था उस समय पर कि सिंगापुर में लोग अंडर 19 प्लेयर्स को लेकर कॉल्स करने लगी थी टीम्स, एंड देन फिर आपने उन सबको अंदर भेजा, कहा कि हम अपनी तरफ से रेगुलेशन लाएंगे, आप अभी इनको ड्राफ्ट मत कीजिए। विराट कोहली को कॉल चला गया था, मनीष पांडे को कॉल चला गया था,
सबको चला गया होगा।
हाँ जी।
We did the right draft. You had the right to choose based upon a straw that you pulled. Ball थी, 8 बॉल थी, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. We did not know उस टाइम कौन प्लेयर अच्छा था, कौन प्लेयर अच्छा नहीं था। एक मैच से किसको पता चलता है? किसी ने देखा भी नहीं था अंडर 18 के लिए, अंडर 19 सॉरी। कौन फोकस कर रहा था अंडर 19 में? कोई नहीं फोकस कर रहा था। हमारा एक रूल था अंडर 19 होंगे, तो हमने कैसे करो? दे वर यंग प्लेयर, मीडिया लिख रही थी ऑलरेडी सब इन प्लेयर को इतना पैसा मिल गया है, अब अंडर 19 प्लेयर को क्या क्या हम बिगाड़ देंगे, उनको पैसे से कर देंगे। तो हमने क्या कहा, अभी हमें पता नहीं कौन अच्छा है कौन अच्छा नहीं है। एक दिन का परफॉर्मेंस डजंट मीन वो लाइफ टाइम परफॉर्मेंस उनका अच्छा हो। तो हमने कहा टीम विल गेट द राइट टू चूज। आप जो भी चूज कर लो, आपकी बोली पहली लगी तो आप पूछ लो। विराट कोहली की पहली बोली नहीं लगी थी। आज की तारीख आप बैठ के करोगे तो विराट कोहली वेरी है। मिस्टर मालिया का लक लग गया, उनकी आई थिंक वो सेकंड और थर्ड, सेकंड।
प्रदीप का दिल्ली था, मनीष को मांगा था इन्होंने, आरसीबी ने
मांगा कोई हुआ, अब कोई चला गया उधर, उनकी लक लग गई, उन्होंने विराट को खरीद लिया। और वो फिक्स प्राइस में थे, 10 लाख रुपए थे उधर। हाँ 10 लाख रुपए थे, 10 लाख, 40,000 डॉलर, 40 रुपीज टू $1, 25 लाख, 25,000 डॉलर वो द फिक्स प्राइस। ऑल प्लेयर्स आर फिक्स प्राइस, सो यू जस्ट पिक द बॉल। आपकी चांस फर्स्ट थी, यू गेट टू पिक वन ऑफ द वन, सेकंड गाय पिक द सेकंड वन, इट वाज रोटेशन बेसिस। दैट इज द ओनली फेयर वे वी कुड डू इट। So we had to find a fair way without having a roadmap.
सर आपने जिस तरीके से IPL शुरू किया, जिस तरीके से मार्केटिंग, क्योंकि मुझे लगभग 25 साल हो गए मीडिया में।
हाँ।
मैंने एक दिन में 18-20 प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कभी नहीं करी 4 सीजन में करियर में, जो हमने आपके जरिए करी। सर आपने जिस बेबी को खड़ा किया, आपको लग रहा है कि आज जिस तरीके से IPL जा रहा है, मार्केटिंग सही हो रही है?
It has become bigger than anything. Fully, it is not about me or anybody. I always said IPL is recession free, Lalit Modi free. Nobody can take it away. It is a game that belongs to the fans and the people. So IPL will keep rising.
सर विजन अलग था कि I was a part of ICL because I was a Z का पुराना था। मैंने 2 साल ICL किया, फिर मैंने IPL देखा, मैं आपके जमाने में भी देखा, 3 साल अभी भी देखा। तो मुझे डिफरेंस क्लियर समझ में आता है। So that's why we.
So for me, it is continuing to grow. I wish they would do something for the fans more, and that is the innovation. I would hope that by the 20th year we have some world-class stadium. I mean, raise them to the ground. Don't worry about the cost. Rebuild them.
इंडिया स्टार्टअप की सबसे बड़ी बात,
That is the line that
मेक इन इंडिया।
Make in India. That's the line for the film project that we are taking. The best ever startup story in India.
सर आप होते आज के डेट में तो फिगर क्या देखते हैं, क्योंकि मेजर बीसीसीआई का रेवेन्यू IPL के मनी से जनरेट होता है, मतलब प्रॉफिट अगर आप वो इस बार होते तो क्या 3 4 10 गुना होता?
We won't have bothered. It is not about profitability anymore. Profitability, आप लोग देख रहे हैं थोड़ा, it's not about profitability. Now it's to expand the game, the fan base more. अभी तक हमारा merchandising program has not taken off. अभी रास्ते में रुका हुआ है, कहीं ना कहीं रुका हुआ है। अगर हर बच्चा नहीं चाहे आपकी टी शर्ट खरीदने के लिए, तो आपने अभी तक फैन बेस को भी वो इमोशन आपने करी नहीं है। अभी आप आते हैं यहाँ पे, कोई ना कोई टी शर्ट खरीद के जाते हैं, मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड या मैन सिटी या किसी के लेके जाते हैं, वो अभी तक नहीं पहुँचा है। अगर वो पहुँच जाए, देन वी हैव अ ट्रू फैन बेस।
सर इस चीज़ के बारे में आप पूछो।
Of the IPL, what was the most unexpected change for you?
That's a good question. Unexpected change for me. For me, it is unexpected changes that are globally. When anybody talks about IPL, India, only thing they talk about is IPL. And whenever the interesting part is anywhere in the world I go, and get this, and people are shocked who are with me. I get stopped in Mykonos. I get stopped in Rome. I get stopped in any part of the world. Sir, you've given us something to be proud of. You brought some enlightenment into our lives. You brought hope in our life. And that the IPL is the one thing. Nobody talks about it like that. To me, that has been the biggest achievement that one could ever have dreamt about. And that money cannot buy. My grandfather, Gujarmal Modi, built a big empire. Nobody talks about that. Tata built a big empire. Nobody talks about it. But when a common person, I ran a group of 20 guys on the street in Mykonos last week. And they saw me from far and they started cheering my name. And I was like embarrassed what had happened. So I said, then I went up to them and I said, do you guys live in India? No, we live in New York. Huh? I said, but when was the last time you were in India? I've been once, I've been twice. Somebody said, no, I'm grown up in America. But we watch the IPL. Now, they are from all different ethnic groups. But in all essence, they're Americans. In essence, they are Americans. And to see Americans, Indian Americans, talk so passionately about the game is what we used to do about football when Man U was the top. I want to see a Man U game in Singapore. I want to see a Man U game wherever I was. If we are able to build that and continue to expand that, that's the biggest legacy that we can ever leave. In India, take it for granted, we will do well. But to get it across the country, I have young kids in England. And I went to my grandson's school the other day. And in Winchester, all cricket fans, but everybody recognizes me there. Nobody, I would think that would happen. I haven't been in the game for the last 15 years, 17 years. 17 years, I haven't been associated with the game. But if people, young kids, I think different generation altogether, still recognize. You are banned from taking my name in the stadium. No commentator is allowed to take my name in the stadium. But doesn't mean that the people don't recognize that. And that is a totally different dynamics that I have seen myself.
What is your take about India's Olympic bid? Do you think it can work?
No.
Can't?
For the sheer thing, we are not good in any sport. Very few. Unless we are good, and we have the capability to be good. But then you got to change the entire structure of our management of the game. Whether it is boxing or judo, swimming, basketball, you need to excel in all of those sports. Not only on weightlifting, on shooting, and few things. So when India bid, we should have an Olympic game without doubt. But to bring that Olympic game to India and to be wanting to host it, you'll have to spend billions, first and foremost, to do it. Billions and billions of dollars will have to be spent on the infrastructure. Will anybody in India watch it? I will tell you now, zero. Zero means zero. People watch big people. They watch stars. And if we don't have Indian stars, nobody will watch it. We will spend billions and billions in building it without building the infrastructure to host it. When I say infrastructure to host it, you can build bricks and mortar, no problem. Where is the infrastructure to make the athletes compete? I would rather spend billions and billions in creating academies first. If that is the case, and we have those billions available to us, and if we have that, make sure we have the right equipment to train our athletes. We don't even have that. They train in rugged conditions. We don't have the coaching staff, the technology available in 99% of our federations of the Olympic Association. It's not inculcated in our schools, in our colleges. Countries that do that, America, China, Russia, most of the countries, they have a line training and inculcation of those sports. Our national sport is cricket. It's not cricket, guys. It's hockey. We even fail there. We don't have artificial turfs enough. No maintenance. So you don't have good coaches. And we are worried about hosting looking at hosting an Olympic dream. I wish we have an Olympic dream. Let's go win some medals in some other Olympics. We've done some which games took place now? Asian Games last month?
Last time at the Asian Games we won 107.
Yeah.
23. But then Paris again in the Olympics we won 6.
It's getting there. From 0. 6 is not a number that you're going to be proud of. Okay? So, we need to first excel. To excel, we need equipment. We need coaches. We need infrastructure for that. Let's build that. Let's emphasize. We have a sports ministry that runs it. I don't think they have much of a budget. And the much of budget is used for what? So, unless you cover the athletes, they must have an income out of it. Otherwise, people are not going to gravitate towards it. It is a lifetime of dedication to it. They need to have an earning out of it in the future. They must be able to live off it. Otherwise, parents won't encourage their kids to get involved with it. Nobody wanted their kids to play cricket. Now everybody's encouraging their kids to play cricket. Why? Because it has become a life change. It can change your life. Being a weightlifter, is it changing your life? No, but in some countries it is. So if you have the physical strength and the finesse or the qualities to do so, you need to be supported by it, by a structure. You can't do it alone. You can only get so far. But to get that extra mile, you need the infrastructure to do it, and the countries help to do it. So a national program on building sports and building athletes in every sphere, lots of leagues are coming up. But they're coming up for other reasons, to make money.
Genetically, can India compete with Europeans or Africa?
I don't see why we can't. A nation so wide as ours, diverse as ours,
It's not about genetics, it's about mindset.
it's a mindset.
It's not genetics. It's a
But also, I
mindset.
do think it
खेल
takes
कूद
about
बंद करो,
how-
पढ़ाई करो.
Correct. Correct.
It's a mindset.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the culture that needs to change.
मैं ये पूछना चाह रहा था सर कि ये जो बड़ा चलता है कि क्या प्लेयर्स को आईपीएल के बीच में बीसीसीआई, अगर सपोज बुमराह का केस है, वर्कलोड मैनेजमेंट बोलते हैं, क्या फ्रेंचाइजीज के पास एब्सोल्यूट पावर जानी चाहिए या बीसीसीआई किसी स्पेशल केस में एक स्टॉपेज डाल सकता है कि यार ये हमारा बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेयर है, वर्ल्ड कप सामने है, यू आर प्लेइंग इन आईपीएल, आफ्टर दैट देयर इज अ वर्ल्ड कप, 4 मैच रेस्ट करवा सकते हो? क्योंकि हमको अभी तक यही पता है कि अगर आपने वो 2 महीने आईपीएल खेल लिया, इट मींस फ्रेंचाइजी हैव एब्सोल्यूट पावर टुवर्ड्स द प्लेयर, बीसीसीआई भी कुछ नहीं कर सकता. क्या ये आपके टाइम, मतलब क्या ये ऐसा ही है?
That is not true.
That is not true. Okay.
The home board has. You see the home board, they are able to recall their players all over the world from the IPL. Because country first was always the case. But again, what is the life of a player?
15 years.
No, life of a player in a year is 103 days, 104 days. He cannot play more than that. And there is so much opportunity being given to them. So what is his priority? His priority is the national team first. Out of the national team, the priority is events like World Cup, bilateral. Then he has state obligations, to certain extent. Maybe one game, two, it doesn't matter. Then he has IPL obligation. IPL money is bigger than everything else. So that is a factor in his thing. But still, most players would still prefer to be known for the country first. So if there is a once in 4-year event coming up and a person is part of the Indian team, his fitness is extremely important because you need to be able to rest that player to perform for the country first. If that's not happening, then there's a problem with the system.
That's happening.
What about the whole thing that Around IPL, there's obviously a lot of betting that's spoken about. Do you think that betting should be made legal?
I think it should be made legal, and the government should make it legal, because whether we like it or not, I don't know what you know about the betting business right now. It's about $4 billion a day, every day. It is 40,000 crores a
I
day.
have no idea.
India also, India also.
I'm talking about India alone. Illegal betting.
Only in India.
Only in India, 40,000 crores a day. You may call it X, Y, Dream 11, Dream that, Dream this, Dream what, My Dream 11. I don't know what you may call it. I don't even know these fantasy games. It's all about.
My Circle 11.
I don't know what it is. They're finding that there was some other app that was to do with betting. Betting is big. And unfortunately, it's part of the DNA of every country and every sport. So, better to control that monster than to let it loose.
Yeah.
And to control that monster is to tax it at low level. It will wipe out most of the deficits of the country if people are doing it. Instead of allowing illegal sattebaji going on. It is happening. It's not only cricket. Now you go to the e-games, these games, that game, snakes and ladders, I don't know, teen patti, rummy, everything. So, game of skill, game of non-skill, this debate is going on. Legalize the thing.
Just nip it in the bud.
You have to nip it in the butt. Whether that they will do it or not, I don't know. But this is, I've always said you should be legalizing it. At
Well,
least,
a completely different question. I mean, there is so much interest in India about what you do here, how you live here.
I don't know why.
Oh yes, the podcast.
There is enormous interest in it.
Why is it so interesting?
there is. I mean,
I don't understand why.
Of course there is. I mean, again, you've given India perhaps its greatest ever sports brand. So you are not there in the country for the last 15 years. How you live, obviously people know you live in a mansion and great.
But did they know that I'm grandson of Rai Bahadur Gujarmal Modi? Is a multi-billion dollar business of ours and has always been. I've always lived life this way. It wasn't today. I started some of the biggest. We are the largest tobacco company. One of the largest in the world. You know, we sell Marlboro in India. We manufacture it. Modi Group is large, and I've been part of that business. Cricket was a passion of mine. I don't live off cricket. I live off my family money, and family money is far greater than anything. Our market cap is run into tens and tens of thousands of crores. So what are they talking about? I don't understand. So, you know.
No, people are not criticizing. People want to know. The curiosity factor that, okay, now that you're not doing sport or you're not in India, so what are you involved in here? People get these Instagram reels of yours, you in my corners or wherever you're jumping around and this and
I'm
that.
having fun.
Yeah, so
I'm having a good time. I'm training my children to do something now, and hopefully we will announce something big soon. We've been working on something, and let's see.
sport.
And sport.
Give us a hint.
I can't.
What you just said, like breaking news is important.
I agree, but when the time right to
You've never done a journalist roundtable in your house.
I've never done that. That's why.
I mean, 9 people, at least one breaking news.
No.
I don't want to go home thinking about what is he doing.
I'm doing something in some.
Is it in cricket?
No. Cricket, I've given up. Now, cricket, you can't innovate fast. You can't. No point doing something that you can't be a world leader in. There is not.
You think the cricket world is stagnated?
Not stagnated, it's growing. Not IPL dictates. We've got so many leagues coming up all over the world. They're trying to copy IPL, and I hope they succeed. But chances of them succeeding, again, you need the local fans to promote it, to do it. You can't be banking on Indian fans to promote all of them. And you know, so good job is done by the Big Bash in South Australia, because good.
Even South Africa.
South Africa done a great job. The Caribbean has done a great job again. I don't know what these guys in England are doing. I don't know what they. Who the hell wants to watch 100 that nobody knows? In the last over, you can either ball 5 balls or 10 balls, and look at the impact on the player that has to ball the 5 balls or 10 balls. You can change the rule as you go along. Nobody even knows the rule. So again, they're trying to innovate, and they think they're bigger than the game. They're the ones who invented the game, but they don't want to stick to the rules of the game. Now, they sign these massive so-called deals, but I'm told, as of today, this is your breaking news today, that they are close to signing it, but they're given up control to the franchisees. And And the format may change to the T20, which I've always told them they should change it to a T20.
The 100 format will change to T20.
Guaranteed. Otherwise, nobody will play it. My news is that the team owners sitting there will not sign the agreement unless it's a T20, number one. Number two is that they have a full say in how they run it. And I think the ECB has buckled.
Should Indian players be allowed to play in these leagues?
Out of the question. Indian players are for Indian Premier League, and nobody will understand that better. There is no time. You have 105 days available to you in your life.
Like 3-match, 4-match guest player.
No. Why?
Just to boost the popularity of that league.
They have to boost it with their players. They have to build a crowd here. Why? What is that to boost it in India? We already have an IPL. So why would I want my Indian
investors are going.
Indian investors have made too much money, so they're trying to now see if they can make more money in another and actually spread the risk. And there's no risk, but they're trying to enhance the game.
The retired players are playing. Dinesh Karthik played.
Retired players, okay, fine, because they have no life now left. They need another life. They can be mentors in the game going forward, and they can be good for that game. But will the Indian public switch on for that? No, but we need the English public to switch on for the England. If you can't make it work in England, then where are you going to make it work? You can't go and play matches in England because it's owned by a Mumbai Indian owner to sell it to an Indian public. It's not going to work. You can dress up the ownership. Who's watching the owners? They're watching the players. Unless the players perform, there's no game.
What are your views on the WPL? It is also trying the women's game. BCCI is trying to expand that.
It's a good thing they're trying to expand that, but it's getting there. I think over a period of time, it will excel, but it's still a long way to go.
Would you have done anything to promote the women's game?
I would have done a lot to promote it.
Can you tell us?
I mean, one way to promote it is just a thought. I would use the same backdrop of maybe having a women's game on the same day as the men's game.
Like afternoon and evening or same day?
Afternoon, evening, on the same day. So, and sometimes in the same, so and the venue. And I don't know whether it's possible or not, I don't know. That is, I have not, but right now the women's game.
It has happened in England during the 2012.
It happened.
9 T20.
It happened in India also.
It has happened.
Back-to-back games in similar wickets.
Yes.
In 2009.
Because you sell the ticket for the men's game and you promote the women's game. I think that will be a big boost.
So you
The same.
sell one ticket saying you can use it.
Yeah, basically.
Both the games.
For both the games, then you're promoting them, and hopefully the game will fill up. And where there's an afternoon game, the evening game is the women's game, so it changes. And hopefully that given game, the people will stay on. Same broadcast. Again, the issue becomes broadcasting it. Again, the issue becomes It's a whole different. But it's getting there. We've got there. We've got the infrastructure. It's picking up. They've got good owners, and I hope it will take off. But it's a long way to go.
So one question on football. As you in the beginning mentioned that IPL is a successful model, and other leagues also can try to replicate it. But for IPL, all the franchises were built on that same year. And in football, if you see the clubs is being all one Mohammed, and these are legacy clubs, 100 years old, and they have their own rich culture and history. So you can't actually go and tell them you will have this much of budget, and these are the players that you can pick from.
It's an inherent problem with that. With football worldwide, it's a different model, and to change that model is impossible. It's impossible. And again, the heritage comes into play, because India does have a heritage. But unfortunately, we have not been able to have players that are global enough. But it's a cart. It's a horse before the cart, and again, it's infrastructure related, it's coaching related, and it's unfortunate. But I think football is not going to happen in India. Cricket is. I think the next best thing you would point is probably kabaddi.
Even KL has saturated.
Huh?
In the last couple of years,
Pro Kabaddi League.
But I think that's because it's too many games and
They
there are no
tried the
innovations.
two season in 1 year thing, and after that.
Again, you can't milk it. You're trying to milk it.
So do you think that in the next year, the IPL, as we are hearing that the number of games will be increased. So
I don't think they should increase anyway. They should be home and away. That's the concept. And they should be 96 games. I don't think IPL can ever grow beyond that. I don't think you could go beyond 10 games. We don't have the time. You're getting into June already. It's too late. So it will be at the cost of something else. It will be at the cost of international bilaterals. You will see bilaterals fading out sooner or later. Sooner or later, bilateral will start to fade out. Bilateral will start to fade out. I think 50 over game is over.
Yeah.
It should be over. It should be test match and 2020 only. I think the one-day game doesn't have a shelf life anymore. It's not worth it. And I like IPL as the bread and butter of the Indian board. As other leagues start to pick up, you'll see them becoming the bread and butter. The relevance of ICC will drop more and will stick to the once in 4 years, once in 2 years type of a global format.
that is my question, because that Saudi is coming with the huge league with a huge budget.
Who told you this? It's all news. Nothing. They don't have the infrastructure. They don't have the viewership. No, they only have the expat people who are building, who are workers out there in Saudi Arabia. Are they going to watch it? No, they're not going to watch it. What is Saudi Arabia? Saudi is not going to invest in it.
From those who said the news has come that Cricket Australia already shake their hand and England is going to the board. So
Impossible. They don't even have one stadium. They got to first build the infrastructure. They got to first build the infrastructure. They got to have playing there. Just the pipe dream. You're having all the money. What happened to Live Golf? It died. So you may throw a lot of money towards all sports. It's not going to happen. They've put a lot of money into soccer right now. They luckily got the next World Cup. So they will concentrate on that. But cricket is too far for them.
because last year they come with the BCCI as a travel.
I think there's more than that meets the eye. It's more political than it is more to do with the game. Okay, more to do with the game. हाँ ठीक है. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you.
That was an outstanding.